Hey Commanders Nation, welcome back to Commanders HQ, your one destination for real-time updates, contract drama, and everything going down in Ashburn. Make sure to like this video and subscribe because what we're diving into today, it could define the future of the Washington franchise. Our team is coming off an NFC Championship appearance. Expectations are sky high. But just days before training camp kicks off, there's one massive cloud hanging over Ashburn, and his name is Terry McLaurin. For the last 5 years, Terry McLaurin hasn't just been the Commanders' WR1, he's been the heart and soul of the locker room, a 3-time captain, a tone setter. And last season, he posted 13 touchdowns, second most in the league, becoming the go-to target for Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jayden Daniels. So you'd think the front office would have locked him up by now, right? Not exactly. With just weeks to go before Week 1 against the Giants, McLaurin is still without a long-term extension, and he's made it clear he's frustrated. According to Fox Sports' Henry McKenna, McLaurin is taking things day by day and has not ruled out a trade request. While his priority is staying in Washington, sources say everything is on the table. Let's break this down. McLaurin is entering the final year of his deal, and based on the current wide receiver market, he's reportedly eyeing a contract north of $30 million per year, possibly in line with DK Metcalf's 5-year, $150 million extension with the Steelers. Is he worth it? Let's put it this way. There isn't a single realistic replacement for McLaurin on the open market or on the current roster. He's Daniels' most trusted target, a proven route technician, and one of the best leaders in the NFL. You can't just replace that in late July. And here's the kicker. Washington has the money. Jayden Daniels is still on his rookie deal. The team has already made win-now moves, bringing in Deebo Samuel, Von Miller, Laramie Tunsil, and Marshawn Lattimore. So why the holdup? According to McKenna, the Commanders haven't had contact with McLaurin's camp in weeks, even after he went public about his frustrations. Let's not get it twisted. McLaurin doesn't want to leave. He's made it clear that he'd rather get a deal done and keep building something special in D.C., but if talks don't progress, a trade request is on the table. And here's where things could get tricky. If Terry doesn't get a deal, he could sit out the start of training camp or pull a hold-in, showing up but only participating in individual drills until he gets what he wants. That's a major distraction for a team trying to make the leap to Super Bowl contender. The front office knows this, and so does McLaurin, but time is running out. And just when you thought the Commanders' offseason couldn't get more dramatic, enter Donald Trump. The former president said he may block a federal stadium deal in D.C. if the team doesn't revert back to the old Redskins name. Yeah, that controversy is back in the headlines. While ownership hasn't responded yet, this only adds to the political and media noise surrounding the franchise. And in that environment, locking down your most respected player, someone who actually unites the fan base, seems like a no-brainer. You want to calm the storm? Pay Terry McLaurin. Here's where we stand. Camp opens Tuesday. No deal is done. McLaurin could sit out, hold in, or ask for a trade. The Commanders can't afford to pay him. The locker room is watching, fans are watching, Jayden Daniels is watching. If you're Washington, you don't let this drag into August. You send a message to your team that the guys who lead, produce, and give everything to the franchise get rewarded. Because one thing's for sure, you don't want to start the season trying to replace a captain, a WR1, and your rookie quarterback's safety blanket at once. After going from 4-17 in 2023 to 12-5 and an NFC Championship game appearance in 2024, the expectations in Washington couldn't be higher. Dan Quinn has brought a real identity back to the franchise: grit, swagger, and a locker room culture that believes. Jayden Daniels is coming off one of the most electrifying rookie seasons in recent memory, and with the front office going all in, acquiring Deebo Samuel and Laramie Tunsil, this roster looks ready-made to make a serious Super Bowl run. But as PFN points out, the NFL has a funny way of humbling fast risers. According to their worst-case outlook, the Commanders regress to a 9-8 record. Not ideal. But here's the thing. That might still be good enough to snag a wild card in a top-heavy but thin NFC. And that raises the real question. Is just making the playoffs enough for this squad? Pro Football Network didn't pull punches. They highlighted something that a lot of folks around the league are whispering. This might be the oldest starting roster in the NFL. Look at the core pieces. Bobby Wagner, 34 years old. Zach Ertz, 34. Laramie Tunsil, over 30 with a lot of wear. Even Deebo Samuel, the offensive X factor, turns 29 this season and isn't guaranteed to return in 2026. So while Washington has loaded up on experience, it comes with a clock ticking loudly in the background. And what about Cliff Kingsbury? Sure, the Daniels-Kingsbury combo took the league by storm last season, but Kingsbury's offenses cooled off fast once defenses adjusted. Could we see that deja vu play out in DC? If this offense slows down, or worse, gets figured out, and the aging defense can't hold up, a 9-8 finish might feel more like a collapse than a step forward. Let's not forget how the 2024 season ended. Germany Brugman from NFL.com didn't sugarcoat it. He reminded everyone the Commanders' defense got boat raced out of the NFC title game, giving up 459 yards and 55 points to the Giants at Lincoln, Philadelphia. It was ugly, and it exposed everything wrong with that side of the ball. Joe Witt Jr.'s defense was supposed to be the foundation. Instead, it was the unit holding this team back. And now, the pressure is on. Gama's longtime leader Jonathan Allen, now with the Vikings. In comes Javon Kinlaw, Eddie Goldman, and Sheldon Day. No one of those names matches Allen's pedigree, but GM Adam Peters is betting on depth over star power. A rotation that, together, can do the job. Is it enough? That remains to be seen. It wasn't just the front seven that struggled. The secondary was flat out inconsistent. Benjamin St-Juste is gone. Marshawn Lattimore, who was supposed to be the lockdown guy, only played 5 games in 2024 and never looked fully healthy. Now Peters has brought in reinforcements. Veteran corner Jonathan Jones from New England, second-round pick Trey Ambrose, a physical, ball-hawking presence who's looked sharp so far, and the return of a hopefully healthy Lattimore. The 3 will be counted on to tighten things up on the back end, because if the front can't pressure consistently and the back end leaks again, this defense might not improve. Witt Jr. knows it, Dan Quinn knows it, and every vet in that locker room knows it. Let's be real. This is a push all the chips in kind of year. Deebo Samuel is likely a 1-year rental. Every running back on the roster, including Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler, is set to hit free agency next offseason, and Terry McLaurin's contract situation still unresolved. That's a lot of uncertainty. So if Washington finishes 9-8, sure, it's not terrible. It might even mean sneaking into the playoffs, but it's not what this team was built for. It's not what Dan Quinn came here to do. This roster was assembled to win now, not in 2026, not in 2027, now. Which means training camp isn't just a tune-up, it's a proving ground, a testing lab for a rebuilt defense, a crucible for a second-year QB who now wears the expectations of an entire franchise, and a moment of truth for a coaching staff that needs to show growth, not just grit. So what do you think, Commanders fans? Is Terry McLaurin worth $30 to $33 million per year? Should the front office pay him now or risk losing him? And what would a McLaurin trade mean for Jaden Daniels in the offense? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you believe Scary Terry should be a Commander for life, and subscribe to Commanders HQ so you don't miss the next chapter in this unfolding saga. We've got boots on the ground all camp long, every update, every snap, every twist. Thanks for watching, and as always, hail to the Commanders.